All right, guys, so we've changed our scenery up. We are now at Andreas's domain because we are going to be doing two halves of the Andreas boss fight for the music renditions, for the background music as we read through the next upcoming lore. The next character that we're actually going to jump into is Bennett, one of my favorite characters. Friendship 10, got his healing talent actually to 13, C6 with a single crown. Really love him as a character, loved his hangout. Birthday, February 29th, official leap year baby, affiliated with Adventurers Guild with the Pyro Vision. I love his constellation is called Rhoda Calamitous, so he's always getting into like calamities and stuff. A good-natured adventurer from Mondstadt who's unfortunately extremely unlucky. So let's jump into the story. Character details. Benny's adventure team is an exception at the norm of the Adventurers Guild Mondstadt branch. Initially, the team mechanism required at least 3 to 4 of each team to be set up and promote mutual support and prevent accidents. As for Benny's adventure team, however, its only regular member has been Bennett himself. The lack of teammates essentially has everything to do with Bennett's infamous bad luck. However, being the passionate adventurer he is, Bennett never feels alone. Well, maybe once or twice sometimes. That's unfortunate. Poor Benny. Character story 1. The adventurer Jack was the first victim of Benny's adventure team. I love how they say victims. That's so messed. Just a few feet away from the treasure, an extremely rare geoturbulence occurred, tearing the ground apart and opening a bottomless chasm right before everyone's eyes. So close, yet so far, like love. Jack only suffered minor injuries, but he was never the same as an adventurer thereafter. The event seemed to have left him with a broken heart. Another member, Royce, heard someone shout, "Hey yo!" before losing consciousness in a huge explosion. The culprit, Klee, was sent to the confinement room for 7 days for mistaking the cave the adventurers were still exploring in for a giant rabbit hole and blowing it up. Oh my god, Klee, really? Yeah, I'd send her to the confinement room too, almost kill people. Heckler suffered from a severe bout of diarrhea for a week after joining the team. Although it turned out to be food poison, he insisted it was because of Bennett's bad luck. They'll be back, they're just on leave. Please don't invalidate my team's registration with the guild. Seeing Bennett beg and plead before her eyes, Catherine sighed and decided to spare Bennett the truth that his team had long jumped ship. Yeah, that's pretty rough, dude. Almost killing your teammates, having them be succumbed to food poisoning and all of that. It's just like this unfortunate aura that constantly surrounds and follows Bennett. Character story 2. There was once a predicament of incomparable despair, a predicament that had all but swallowed an old adventurer. The scorched flames scalded his skin and deafening thunder almost ruptured his eardrums, and the hollowing winds threatened to rip his soul from him. At the end of his hellish journey, awaited him was a baby. The old adventurer thought he was the first living thing to pass through this hell on earth, but how could he explain that which lay before him? In this moment, it hit him that he believed it to be true. This baby must be a child abandoned by the world itself. Though there were no many artifacts, jewelry, or gold, the old man's face did not seem disappointed in the slightest, for he regarded this baby, whose life hung by a mere thread, to be his treasure. This child is what I meant to find on this journey, he thought, as he took the baby in his arms. Even if what he was about to do opposed the will of the world itself, he was unafraid. Wait, so Bennett was adopted? So he was like abandoned because he was a calamity unto the world itself, and somebody found him and took him in. Damn, poor Bennett, man. Even as a baby, you affected the world around you so much that like no one wanted you. Shout out to this old man for taking you in. Character story 3. The old adventurer died from severe injuries before being able to tell his story, leaving only the child that he saved. On his deathbed, he managed 4 final words: will, adventurer, and final treasure. Several single childless old adventurers in the Adventurers Guild in Mondstadt raised the child as their own and named him Bennett. Being raised by the guild, Bennett referred to everyone as Dad. Dad, your dentures fell into the bowl. Dad, you should stop wearing that old leather armor. Where are your undergarments I bought you? Dad, it's raining. Better keep your distance from me so you don't get struck by lightning. Taking care of all of his aging dads who have no family had taken up most of his time outside of adventuring. The dad certainly had found a treasure. Haha. Cyrus, the current guild master, laughed, giving Bennett a pat on the back. Though he is unlucky himself, he can at least try to bring luck to those he cares about. At least that's how Bennett feels. Bennett, the unlucky, still strives to find his very own lucky treasure through his series of unfortunate events. Damn, this is so fucking wholesome. Holy shit. That old man died, leaving Bennett with, I guess, his sense of lucky final treasure, and the guild took Bennett in, gave him a name, and he was pretty much raised by the Adventurers Guild, which is so wholesome. And he calls everyone his dad, like all the old people. He mentioned that in his character hangout too. He was like, my dad's. Character story 4. Oz the Raven, Fischl's familiar, said Bennett is the most tenacious young man in the whole world. Indeed, Bennett shares a bad luck throughout his life can be seen from his scars, old and new. Attacked by monsters, buried in collapsing ruins, falling from cliffs, a wealth of unfortunate events has taught Bennett how to deal with more of them in the future. Barbara, the deaconess of the Church of Favonius, was once surprised by how skilled Bennett is at treating dislocated joints. Oh my god. Another gift from his ordeals is his jaw-dropping talent for combat. Look at this move. Doesn't that hurt? Grandmaster Varka of the Knights was extremely intrigued after seeing Bennett in combat. It's not that Bennett doesn't feel pain. He has simply gotten used to it. He adapted to the pain as others would to pungent smells or blinding light. Therefore, the way Bennett dives into battle head-on without reservation has become somewhat of a signature of his. So that's kind of like Hazel and Ruby. Like Hazel's semblance is he blocks out pain. Bennett's just like, yeah, it doesn't phase me. I just run into combat. I don't feel my joints being dislocated, the tears of my flesh and blood everywhere. It's not even the fact that luck is on his side. I think he's so unlucky that he's unable to die. He would have to be lucky to die, but because he's so unlucky, he's unable to die. I don't know if that makes sense. Character story 5. What does death mean exactly? Always walking the thin line between life and death, Bennett can't help but wonder. Bennett knows that the old adventurer who saved him had left many praiseworthy stories and legends after his death. He knows that an adventurer will not have weeping at their funeral, only toasts made in their name by old comrades. He knows to the adventurers of Mondstadt, a good death comes at the end of a life given to the pursuit of treasure and the secrets of the world. Once over, their souls are brought together to their homeland by Barbados. He once feared death. However, after pondering this matter some more, he now feels death may be something fortunate to the adventurer. Not that fortune has anything to do with him. On to the next treasure, and with that, Bennett puts this thinking business behind him. It's funny that we were just talking about he's too unlucky to die, because if anything, it's kind of a fortunate thing that it works out for him in that way. All right, adhesive bandage. Whenever he suffers severe injuries such as fractures or excessive loss of blood, Bennett has to go to the cathedral to seek treatment from Deaconess Barbara. Sorry, it's me again, Bennett will say, scratching the back of his head. Barbara, however, will just shake her head with a, let's deal with those scratches as well. She will toss him some adhesive bandages. Such displays of concern may be inadvertent, but they have a special place in Bennett's heart. He sticks those bandages on his wounds with a care of one, pinning a medal to their chest before thanking her wholeheartedly. Bennett keeps many such bandages in his utility pouch when he goes on adventures. Ones he gets from his dad, from Barbara, from Catherine, and from the adventurers he sometimes meets by chance when getting injured. These tiny tokens of goodwill form a tangible collection of fair fortune unique to Bennett. Well, since everyone's by my side, I guess I'm not that unlucky after all. Bennett is so unfortunate, but he's surrounded by such like great people. Maybe he's surrounded at a distance, maybe like 6 feet apart. He's socially distanced from people because of his bad luck, but they're in his corner nonetheless, and I think that's really awesome. Vision. Bennett's passion for adventure is unstoppable. He wants to continuously explore challenges, sweat it out, and eventually grow old on the adventurous path. So he's going the way of good old Leonard over there. But there was once when he was met with a true crisis. Just as that old adventure had so long ago, Bennett was in a predicament that would cause any other person to despair. Losing this much blood, not good, but Bennett will not stop. There's no reason to turn back, he thought. Somehow, he just knew that all the agonizing misfortune he had suffered up to this point was for the sake of overcoming this precarious position. But at the end of this hellish journey, what he found at the end was nothing at all. Ha! Returning empty-handed as part of the adventure, I don't mind. At last, his tightly wound emotions came loose, allowing his many injuries to rob him of his consciousness, and he collapsed. When he awakened, he found that his wounds had been cauterized by a mysterious flame, stopping both the bleeding and the pain. A jewel pulsed warmly in the palm of his hand, its rhythm in time with the heartbeat of his chest, the heartbeating of an adventurer. This was not the mercy of the world or the fate that took pity on him, rather it was his final reward, one befitting a person with Bennett's burning passion. That's so cool, so fucking dope. Shout out to the fucking Archon for blessing Bennett. Let's go. So let's start the voiceovers.
This is your team? Cool. I like the vibe. I'm Bennett, leader of Benny's adventure team. Any chance we could team up? Please?
Hog, dude, absolutely.
Let's go find some treasure. No one's joined me on an adventure in ages. Come on, let's go. Good things come to those who don't wait around. That's what they say anyway. Knowing my luck, the opposite is probably true for me.
I hear that a lot whenever I had Bennett in my team.
It always rains when I go on an adventure.
That's kind of funny because it always rains whenever I do a character hangout event now after starting with yours. It's funny how that works, right? Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Don't stand too close to me, Or you might get hit by lightning too.
Oh man, I love you, Bennett, but god damn it.
Weather's not bad today. Oh, crud. I jinxed it. Now it's bound to rain.
I feel that one.
Careful. In this kind of wind, it's easy to get hit in the head by flying rocks.
Ow, what was that from?
Morning. Where's the adventure at today? I brought a sandwich. You want some? I'll give you Phew. Sorry. Nearly choked to death there.
He's just like, just another day. What else is new? Nearly choking on food, that's fine.
Hey, wanna go talk to my dads for a bit?
Hey.
They tell the best adventure stories.
I wonder if he just talks to like all the senior citizens, like all the old folk.
You're headed off? Cool. It was awesome adventuring with you. We should totally do it again. I'm the leader of Benny's adventure team.
Hell yeah.
A rising star in the Mondstadt Adventurers Guild. Where are the others? They're all on leave right now.
Aw.
It's not as bad as you've heard. Everyone falls into a trapper's pit, or gets hit on the head by a falling tree now and then, right?
No, Bennett, I'm sorry.
You wish. Benny's adventure team has had no vacancies in ages. I mean, you must be spoiled for choice, right? Why'd you want to join the unluckiest adventurer alive anyway?
Cause you're awesome, dude. First off, you're like one of the best healers in the game. Second of all, you have so much passion for an adventure despite your shortcomings. I'd be friends with Bennett.
From now on, I'll distract the monsters and set off the traps while you grab the treasure. Sound good? You don't like it? Oh, don't worry about me getting injured. It's what I'm best at. And for you, it would be my pleasure.
Aw, the division of labor. That was like in the hangout, he was basically saying, yeah, don't worry about me, let's just do this.
I think I get why you teamed up with me now. It's 'cause we're the same, you and I. We both like that adrenaline rush you get from being in dangerous situations.
Uh-oh.
That's what makes adventuring so addictive.
Oh, so this is why he does it. He's an adrenaline junkie. This makes so much sense now.
Getting recognized by the gods was the last thing I expected, seeing as how I'm so unlucky all the time. But if the gods haven't given up on me, I guess that means I shouldn't give up on me either.
Holy shit, actual facts, dude.
Do you want to come and see the view of Mondstadt from above sometime? It's real pretty at night, when the city's all lit up and you can see the moon reflected on Cider Lake. Huh? From where? Well, there was this one time when I got picked up by a tornado and ended up on this cliff way up high. Not interested. Oh, okay then. Never mind.
This kid has no shortage of actual adventures.
I actually quite like cabbage. It's not much to look at, but you can't imagine a world without it. You can grow it anywhere, it goes with everything, and the flavor never gets in the way.
True.
I don't know, there's something nice about being ordinary.
I like a good cabbage in my soup.
She's the best singer and dancer out there. I always go to watch her in concert after an adventure goes south. It really lifts my mood. Chanting along with all the other fans, cheering her on. It's really kind of magical.
Nice.
It's no wonder she's so popular. Boy, if I had even half her popularity as leader of my adventure team.
When the game is done, I really hope they do like an epilogue. Not like playable, maybe just cutscenes or the 2D animations that they do for their videos of just seeing these characters maybe like 5-10 years in the future. I'd love to see characters like Fischl and Bennett and Barbara and Clete, what they look like and how they're doing into the future.
She's a cute kid, but I have to keep my distance. Whenever she plays with me, her bombs always end up going off. It's not so much me I'm worried about. It would just be awful if something happened to Clee. The Knights of Favonius would never forgive me, that's for sure.
Maybe she shouldn't go walking around with bombs. You ever think about that? Maybe she should keep the bombs at home when she goes out to play.
Oh yeah, the Prinzessin der Verurteilung from the world beyond.
He did not pronounce that properly at all.
The Prinzessin der Verurteilung from the world beyond.
He tried, okay?
She's amazing. I keep asking her if we could go adventuring in her home world together, but each time I bring it up, she sort of avoids the topic. She's probably just worried about my safety. Her home world sounds like a dangerous place for sure.
I thought he was gonna talk about the crush he has on her. Come on, dude. Gotta shoot your shot, my guy.
I keep meaning to ask Master Jean for some help with the Mondstadt Adventurers Guild, but I don't know how to go about it. The guild doesn't have as many rules or regulations as the Knights of Favonius. The dads and I are pretty laid back about everything. Pretty sure that attitude wouldn't fly with Jean, though. I guess I should read up on the Knights' etiquette or something.
Yeah, I guess the Adventurers Guild is worldwide versus like the Knights, which is a regional thing. Initially, when I first started playing the game, I thought the Adventurers Guild was an extension of the Knights of Favonius. But then when I realized that Mondstadt has one, Liyue has them, Inazuma has one, so it's kind of like a club almost. Yo, Varka!
He's my role model.
Yes!
Talk about team leaders. He's the Grand Master.
Fuck yeah.
Leads the whole darn Knights of Favonius. How incredible do you have to be to do that? Recently, though, I've been thinking that having a smaller adventure team isn't such a bad thing after all. I mean, if things got too busy in the team, I'd have no time to look after my dads in the guild, would I? Yeah, things are fine the way they are.
Grandmaster Varka, dude. What an absolute Chad. I can't wait to meet him.
Wolvendom guy. Looks a little on the feral side, doesn't talk much, but he's all right.
My boy.
We both love eating meat, so we got that in common. I sometimes cook some meat for him, and he teaches me how wolves communicate in return.
Ooh.
You should join us next time.
I think that was Windbloom that we did when Bennett and Razor were at the Thousand Winds Temple together. Yeah, that was a pretty cool encounter. Something I definitely wasn't expecting them to know each other or even like relatively close, but that's awesome. It's so crazy, dude. Razor and Bennett were in Windbloom together, and then Razor and Albedo were in the Midsummer Island Adventure together. So MiHoYo is literally tailor-making these events for your boy specifically. Super stoked about that.
Oh, I know who you mean. The girl who's always charging around all over the place. She's always off adventuring in the wild, just like me. But if you ever see her near a cooking pot, you'll soon find a cloud of thick black smoke blowing in your direction, followed by the smell of burnt steak. Huh. Maybe she was born unlucky too.
She's making burnt steak because that's her signature dish. Her signature dish is like the Mondstadt steak with like her little Baron bunny ear thing in it.
Noelle's someone I've been watching for a while. She's really talented and extremely hardworking. But somehow she's still a maid. The Knights of Favonius still haven't made her a knight.
True.
It's a shame, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, if she switched to the Adventurers Guild, she'd easily be one of the best there is.
About that one, Bennett, we actually passed with flying colors, and she turned down Cyrus, and he actually had like a mental breakdown. It was great. You should have been there.
Oh, you want to know about me? I'm just your average adventurer. Except I'm more unlucky than average. Anyway, I'm nothing compared to you. You're the star of all those legendary tales. What do I got to show for myself?
Don't compare yourself to other people, Bennett. You're the best you can be.
The dads. That's how I refer to all the older adventurers in Mondstadt. Apparently, I was an orphan kid that they rescued from the most perilous situation ever. How cool is that? I have such terrible luck all the time. And yet, I was rescued against the odds and survived all this time.
A miracle.
It's a miracle if you ask me.
Damn, dude. Bennett's a miracle child. Confirmed.
You've, noticed then. Yeah. Benny's adventure team has been me on my own for a long time now. Reason is, I have such bad luck that even the most benign of adventures end up turning into the adventure from hell, and no one wants to come with me. Do you feel the same way?
Nope. I'm officially the second member of Benny's adventure team. I'll join any day.
I was born unlucky. That's just the way it is. And I've lived with it so long now that I'm just used to it. But you know what? Maybe it's a good thing. It means I know that whatever luck I do have left is gonna run out sooner rather than later. So I'd better make the most of my life while it lasts. You know, go on plenty of adventures, meet loads of people. I mean, if I didn't live like that, I may never have even met you. Can you imagine?
God, Bennett's so freaking wholesome, dude. I love this kid. I miss having Bennett in my party. He's like one of the best characters in the entire game. I love him so much. I hope nothing bad happens to Bennett. They can't do him dirty like that. This seems pretty ominous. He's like, yeah, I gotta live my life the best way I can because, you know, my luck's eventually gonna run out, but I don't want anything bad to happen to him.
Time flies. We've been a team for a while now, haven't we? Anyway, I have a dream I want to tell you about. Once the Mondstadt Adventurers Guild becomes the biggest branch in Tevat, I want to go adventuring all over the world. Benny's adventure team will be the greatest adventure team there ever was, because you and me are the greatest adventurers. Since when? I don't remember exactly when you signed on to Benny's adventure team. But whatever, it's just details, right?
Hey, it's confirmed. I'm part of Benny's adventure team. We're going places, kid. You and me. We're gonna see it all.
I like all kinds of things, but most of all, I like adventures. One day, I'm gonna find the most valuable treasure in the whole world, and then my dad's gonna have a better life, and the Mondstadt Adventurers Guild will be back in business.
God, he's so selfless. He's always thinking about his dad. It's so wholesome, man. Bennett is the definition of wholesome.
Well, if you really want to know, when I have a bad day, I feel a bit glum. Like, it sucks when I come back empty-handed from an adventure, or when one of my dad's old injuries starts acting up. But they're just small things, really. After a good night's sleep, I forget all about them. New day, new start.
He also has a positive outlook despite being the most unfortunate of people.
Meat! Meat is the best sustenance there is. Chicken mushroom skewers, steaks, and sweet madams are all my specialties.
Pog.
You won't go hungry if you come adventuring with meat, that's for sure.
Hey, hold on. Pause. Champ. Chicken, mushroom skewers, steaks, and sweet madams are all my specialties. No. You can't make an egg to save your life, kid. That's your true specialty. Your burnt, sunny side up eggs, all right? You can't lie to me, Bennett. Come on now.
You can't really afford to be picky as an adventurer. That said, I can't really handle spicy food. I find it hard to breathe after eating Dreyun chilies. Like the spice went right into my lungs. And there's no avoiding the diarrhea afterward. It's the devil's fruit, I say. Who knows where it came from?
It definitely did not need that last part. TMI, dude. Way too much there, buddy.
I feel stronger in every sense. Just as unlucky as ever, though. I'm catching up with you, traveler.
Oh.
One step at a time.
Yo, Bennett's gonna freaking surpass us, bro.
Wow, check out all this power. How can I repair you, though? Oh yeah, I know this domain where there's a priceless treasure hidden somewhere inside.
Ooh.
Let's go hit it
Let's
up.
go, dude. Yo, Bennett knows where all the best treasures are. Pog.
Thanks to your help, I should finally be able to keep everyone safe now. Hopefully, people's opinions of me will start to change. Once the unluckiest guy alive, with a million cuts and bruises to show it. Now, a dependable adventurer at long last.
Let's go.
Well, I can hope.
I fucking love you, Bennett. I love this kid so much. I'm so happy. Came around to him when I did, put him in my party, got him friendship 10, gave him one of my crowns, and he's so wholesome. He's so positive. He's got a great outlook. He's selfless. He cares about people, especially all the dads of Mondstadt. He has a very unfortunate backstory. I really hope they do an epilogue in the future because Bennett's one of the characters that I'm like, I need to make sure Bennett's good. I hope he does talk to Fischl and they become a thing. I hope he gets to travel all of the world just like Leonard did and get to see everything that the world has to offer. I absolutely love Bennett. He's without a doubt one of my favorite characters in the entire game.